Whittward Carver presents Inspector Blunderbuss, the Seafood Shenanigan. All right, my bouillabaisse-loving buddies, grab a seat and a glass of pastis. I've got a tale for you that's fishier than a Marseillaise market and more twisted than a snail in escargot. Welcome to the coastal jewel of Cassis, where the biggest drama is usually who's hogging the best spot at the beach. But today, there's been a murder. And not just any murder. A murder at the annual seafood market. It's like a Pagnol film, but with more red herrings and less Marcel. Enter our hero, Inspector Blunderbuss, a man who can outdrink a Bordeaux barrel, outsmoke a Parisian chimney, and outswear a sailor with a squashed beret. But this case, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack if the haystack were a massive bowl of bouillabaisse. Blunderbuss, with his trusty sidekick Sergeant Bumblebee in tow, arrives at the scene. Bumblebee, bless his heart, is as useful as a chocolate teapot, but he's got the enthusiasm of a puppy chasing a seagull. "Sir, I found a clue," Bumblebee exclaims, holding up a squashed sardine. Blunderbuss looks at him, then at the sardine, then back at him. "Bumblebee, the only thing that's going to solve is a cat's dinner. Now, let's find something that doesn't smell like last week's catch." They start interrogating the witnesses, a colourful bunch ranging from the local fishmonger, who's got more tattoos than a Picasso painting, to the town's librarian, who's as prim as a Provençal lavender field. "All right, who had a grudge against the victim?" Blunderbuss asks, lighting up a Gauloise. The fishmonger, a burly man with an anchor tattooed on his cheek, shrugs. "He was a bit of a pisshead, innit? Always nicking my best muscles." Blunderbuss raises an eyebrow. "So, you're saying he was shellfish?" The fishmonger looks confused. "No, he was English." Blunderbuss sighs, taking a drag of his cigarette. "Right, moving on. Madame Leclerc, with her rouged cheeks and lips pursed tighter than a clam at low tide, insists she saw nothing. "I was busy with my lobsters, Inspector. They require, attention." "Attention, eh?" Blunderbuss raises an eyebrow. "Well, I'm sure they're very attentive in return." Next up, Monsieur Beaumont, who's more shell than man, rattles on about his muscles. "They're the best in the market, Inspector. People would kill for them." "Would they now?" Blunderbuss leans in. "And have they?" Beaumont blanches, looking more like a ghost than a man. "What? No, it's just an expression, Inspector." Blunderbuss grunts, unconvinced. He turns to Bumblebee, who's been quietly chirping away to a local beauty, chirpsing as the kids call it. "Bumblebee, focus. We're not here to catch crabs, we're here to catch a killer." Next up is the librarian, who's been eyeing Bumblebee like he's a late book return. "He was a menace," she declares, pursing her lips, always leaving his fish guts in the book return box. Bumblebee, trying to be helpful, chimes in. "Maybe he was just trying to catch up on his scales." Blunderbuss groans. "Bumblebee, leave the puns to the professionals." As they delve deeper into the case, they discover that the victim was a man of many secrets. He was involved in everything from illegal sea urchin trading to a shady business deal with the local bools club. It seems everyone in town had a motive. "This is like trying to untangle a bloody octopus," Blunderbuss grumbles, stubbing out his cigarette. Bumblebee, meanwhile, has been diligently taking notes. He looks up, his eyes wide. "Sir, I think I've got it. It was the lobster thermidor." Blunderbuss stares at him. "Bumblebee, are you sure you're not just hungry?" But Bumblebee is insistent. "No, sir, listen. The victim was allergic to lobster, right? And the only person who knew that was the chef at the market." Blunderbuss considers this, then nods. "All right, let's go have a chat with our culinary mastermind." They find the chef, a rotund man with a stained apron and a mischievous grin. Blunderbuss lays out their theory, and the chef laughs. "You think I killed him with my lobster thermidor? That's ridiculous." But Bumblebee, with a newfound confidence, presses on. "Then why did you have his name on a special order for lobster, The chef's grin fades. All right, I did it. But it was an accident. I just wanted to make him sick. Not kill him." And just like that, The case is solved. Blunderbuss looks at Bumblebee, a mixture of surprise and pride on his face. Well done, Bumblebee. You're not as useless as you look. Bumblebee beams, then looks down at his notes. Sir, does this mean I can finally have that lobster thermidor? Whittward Carver says. Keep your friends close, and your enemies closer to the crab pot.